podcast, Panda Fam. We made another one. I got a little bit of island flair, feeling good, guns out, funds out. It's time. And Fight Island is here. We've got a 4-pack of fights throughout the entire month of July. And oh baby, we're gonna do it big. We're gonna do it big starting off on traditionally International Fight Week. We're gonna go down each of the cards and I'm gonna give you the Panda picks that you need to know. First card, Usman versus Burns. That's going to be the 11th of July. Oh my goodness. We could go from the main card down, but let's just start from the bottom on top. We've got Carol Rosa versus Vanessa Mello, a wonderful women's bantamweight fight to see where the lower tier fighters can lie. But what I really am looking forward to seeing is Marcin Tybura. He had a good showing against Fabricio Verdun, went that 5 rounds, and really hasn't shown much of himself since then. But he's in a do-or-die fight with Alexander Romanov. Look out for that heavyweight. Number 2, Panda pick for you folks. My boy, Mr. Finland is back. He's going under the radar in the prelims. Makwan Amirkhani taking on Dan Henry. Interesting bout at featherweight. Very, very tough contest for Makwan. He needs to shake off the rust and get a good showing in this contest. Looking forward to that. His grappling against the boxing of Henry. That's going to be very, very interesting. And, of course, I can go with the UFC debut of Yuri Prochazka from Ryzen, but I want to shout out Leonardo Santos. Leonardo Santos hasn't fought in a very long time. Upwards in age, one of the best lightweights in the UFC, but has not really gotten a big showing just yet. Very interested to see what he can do against Roman Bogatov. These names are just going to be ridiculous. Just know, Leonardo Santos, Panda pick number 3 for this weekend. Going to the main card, just fireworks. Very interested to see what Rose Namajunas has coming off of that loss and the COVID-19 scare. It's going to be very, very important for her to get a win against Jessica Andrade, the former champion, in a fight that she was winning originally. Also, Paige Van Zandt doing the media rounds, dusting up a couple of tabloids, talking about fighter pay. She's going into her last fight on her contract, against Amanda Ribas, who's undefeated in the UFC. Very interested in that contest. And you already know what's going down for the title fights. Just stay tuned for UFC 251, y'all. Coming up on July 15th, I would say the black sheep of July, Cater versus Ige. That's going to be on a Wednesday for all you freaks and geeks in the Panda fam. Boy. It may not have a title fight on it, but this contest has everything in the making of a wonderful card. Let's start off with the Panda picks. Meatball Molly McCann is back at flyweight, showing up for the UK, taking on Talia Santos. That's going to be a striker's delight. What else could you want? Well, look out for Ricardo Ramos. I don't know who Leon Murphy is, but I'm going to look into him for you folks. Panda pick number 2 for you guys. Tim Elliott, quick turnaround. He's back, folks. He's back again against Ryan Benoit. You guys remember Ryan Benoit? Very promising in his early career. Had a few stumbles. But speaking of stumbles, I'm very interested in seeing what both of these folks have at flyweight. Man, that undercard is just stacked with talent. But Panda pick number 3, we're going a little bit up on the card. Abdul Razak Al-Hassan has been outstanding in all of his UFC appearances. He is big beefy boy, and he's looking to take the welterweight division by storm, taking on Munir Lazarez. No idea who that guy is. We will find out this weekend. Well, the weekend of July 15th. That's Cater versus Ige. Calvin Cater's and Dan Ige's first 5-round fight. And in case you forgot, Frankie Edgar is not done, y'all. He's coming back at bantamweight, and he's taking on the young Punisher, Pedro Munoz. What's good, y'all? Great googly moogly Panda fam. July 18th, Figueroa vs. Benavidez 2 is going to be a banger. Great googly moogly Panda fam. It just keeps coming. July 18th, the title must be awarded to one of the two men in the flyweight division. It's the rematch we've all been waiting for. Figueroa vs. Benavidez 2. One more shot for the Cinderella story. And I got Panda picks for you folks. And these picks are gonna come hard. Super hard for you. Let's start off. The prelims are some of the most outrageous things I've seen in a very long time. I could solely do the Panda picks from here, but there's just one fight on that main card that's just so enticing. Let's just kick it off. The return of Joe Duffy against Joel Alvarez. Two young, hungry dogs that are just going to scrap in the middle. Both are well-rounded. I'm very interested to see what Joe Duffy has this time. He's getting a little bit older in the tooth. But I'll always remember that bout with Dustin Poirier and how close that was going down the stretch. Also, I cannot underestimate and state how amazing this fight is. I don't even know if that made any sense. Who cares? It's just stupendous. Montel Jackson, Brett Johns. That's going to be a striker's delight. Long boy in Montel Jackson. That reach advantage over Brett Johns is going to be very interesting. But Brett John always comes to fight. And that blood in him, is he from Wales? Oh my goodness. It's going to come out. And it's going to come out strong. Very interested in that one. That's going to be Panda pick number 2. And Panda pick number 3, the uncrowned champ, might be here. Alexander Pantoja has been looking amazing since coming off the Ultimate Fighter, and he's going up against Askar Askarov, who is just one of the best that the flyweight division has ever produced. I believe he only has one loss in the UFC, and is coming in strong. This could be your next flyweight contender here. Also, honorable mention, Grant Dawson versus Nadamiramani. Somebody fix that for me on Twitter. Thank you guys so much. And that brings us to the crown jewel of Fight Island, July 25th. Whitaker, Till. Greatness. Only one. Both are daring to be great in a loaded middleweight division, but there can only be one at the very top. And boy, we're going to find out a lot about these two men in this contest. But before we can even get there, we have to break down the Panda picks for this card. The number 1 Panda pick coming out of that prelim is going to be Umar Nurmagomedov, family of Khabib. Nah, psych. You guys thought that. That name is kind of tricky. It's very tricky. It's very tricky. Real Panda pick number 1 is going to be Betch Kohea versus Pannie Kianzad. Very excited to see Betch back. Very happy that she has returned to the UFC. And Pannie Kianzad is honestly looking on her way out. Not been very impressed since coming off the Ultimate Fighter. So I'm very, very interested to see what can happen there. Normally I try to stay on the undercard, but these next 2 Panda picks are so important. Again, we're going to shout out Justin Tafa versus Rafael Pessoa. Justin Tafa's been looking great. Jake Collier is also on the card. But Panda pick number 2, a battle for all the UK glory. Danny Roberts versus Nicholas Darby opening up the main card. Hot Chocolate taking on Nicholas Darby, coming off of his Cage Warriors performances, coming back to the UFC. Very impressed, and I'm very, very, very intrigued in this contest. Not more so than the fight right above it. Returning from the depths of depression, rising of the ashes, seeking to be great, Alexander Gustafsson makes his long-awaited end of retirement back to the octagon, taking on the former UFC GOAT in the heavyweight division, Fabricio Verdum. Verdum has looked pretty weak coming off of the USADA suspension, and Alexander Gustafsson has stated he's more motivated than ever. This is a big step. This is going to tell us a lot about the future of both of these men's careers, and honestly, the future of the heavyweight division could be riding on this contest here. The crown jewel of Fight Island. I know it's in Abu Dhabi, but Whitaker versus Till, July 25th. Do not miss it, folks. And that's going to do it, Panda Fam. Thanks so much for joining me. We're going to Fight Island, baby. July is going to be outstanding. Feels so good to be an MMA fan. Grateful for you guys to join me. Thank you so much for riding the wave. Follow me on Twitter, and if you love this content, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you guys for joining the Punchy Panda podcast. Always punch up. See you folks next time.